We're finally back with the $10,000 streetcar budget build, and it's been a few months since you've seen anything of this, but that's because I've been out looking for deals. With a budget build, you got to be a cheap ass, and that's exactly what I've been doing. Now, I finally got everything, and we're getting ready to put it together. So in the last video, just to get everybody up to speed, you've seen us pick up this 96 Mustang GT. Gave $2 grand for it. I actually sold the wheels off of it that came with it and bought another set. Ended up selling those. So we're at $1,000 in this roller right now, and it's got a few good parts on it. However, I would like to tell you about the backstory of the car. So, dude had it, good friend of mine. He was building a really nice Coyote setup, blower, T56, it's gonna be sweet. He got on a raffle and won a Shelby GT 500 for 200 bones. They call it the cheap snake, and it's a bad dude. You can look it up on Facebook or something. But anyhow, he didn't want it no more, sold it to me, and he told me, he said, I'm gonna sell you this thing, but for the love of God, do not put a Chevrolet motor in it. So, I know I have a lot of Ford purists on this channel because of the wagon, Wes and Mikey's car, my Mach 1, a lot of Ford stuff going on here. And you know, I just would not want to upset anybody. You know, I'm a nice guy. So I got something brand new that nobody else has. Ford just released it. And it's not a Godzilla. No, it's not a Coyote. It's a Gen 2 small block Ford. This Gen 2 small block Ford did not come out of a 99 Chevrolet Silverado. Again, Ford just made this. And I'm lucky enough, because, you know, my huge YouTube got me this sponsorship to get this motor. Yeah, let me go ahead and show it to you. There it is. Look at that. Ford Racing. It's blue. It's got a distributor. Holy shit. Don't mind all the background. It's a mess. See, it's a Ford motor. It says it right there on the valve cover. Now, a Gen 2 small block Ford has your standard Windsor bore of 4 inches, but it has a 3.622 stroke crank. The all-new Gen 2 small block Ford shares a lot with the old Gen 1 small block Ford and the modular motor that we all know and hate. 10 head bolts per bank. Intake and exhaust port spacing, just like the old small block Ford. Thrush bearings on the third main like the old small block. And you get into the block itself, it reminds you of a modular motor. It has a 6-bolt main. I guess they got tired of those Chevrolets kicking their ass and they beat this thing up. You take one look at the all-new Gen 2 small block Ford and you're thinking, wow, that thing is compact, it's small. You could put it in like almost any kind of car. And, you know, I'm sure one day there'll be a big craze and people will do that. However, I have the first one, it's a prototype. They're not out yet. But Ford is already gearing up for the average Joe because he knows, or they know, that we're going to get out there, put a big-ass turbo or a nitrous kit or whatever, and start stuffing these things in Camaros and Mustangs like God intended. And Ford has went ahead and collabed with a company called eBay, and they're making super affordable swap kits for these things. We have a 96 Mustang, so we got a 79 to 04 swap kit. It's a 4.6 motor mount, because that's what camera we have, to the Gen 2 small block Ford. Headers, Speed Engineering, making them already. You can check those companies out. They used to make them for LSs too. Yeah. And there you have it. That's a Gen 2 small block Ford. But before we get any further in this video, we got to keep a tally on how much we're spending on this thing, because this is a $10K maximum budget, and I think we're going to beat that. So let's walk over here to the chalkboard and see what we spent. Now, just to let y'all know, I'm not fibbing on these numbers. This is literally what I've got this stuff for. You may even damn roof's leaking. Did y'all see that? Anyhow, you may be able to get this stuff cheaper. You know, I'm a working man. I don't make a whole lot of money. I just trade, wheel, and deal. And if I can do it, you can do it too. And that's what this whole build series is about. Just if you want to race and you got a normal job, you can do it. Just put your heart into it And when it's done, you're going to be very satisfied with it, and you're going to be able to get out there and hot rod. Like, this car is not going to be a race car. I'm just going to be honest. But if this thing can knock a 6-second pass off somewhere in there on nitrous, and we can get out and drive it around, then it's a damn good job. Well done. Yeah. I'm so good at talking. Now, Ford was kind enough to give us that prototype engine. However, with any sponsorship, there's terms and conditions. I did have to dig a old, crappy 6-liter out of the dirt, pretty much. Dad cleaned it up for them. I don't know why they wanted to do that. Then, we opted with them to go ahead and purchase a set of their 243 Ford heads that's ported with springs. And then we did get a 230s duration 600 lift camshaft. And that's pretty much that on the engine, other than their Victor Jr. small block Ford intake. So, minus intake, the engine, without, changing any bearings or anything like that, come out to be about $800. So, let's write all this down. All right, we got our Camaro chalkboard here. Let's see. Motor. About $800. Oh yeah, the car, we got $1,000 in it. $1,000. Now, transmission. The cool thing about the small block Ford, it will adapt to a Chevrolet Turbo 350. It's wild. They've thought of everything with this. Because Ford transmissions are usually shit. But anyhow, so we found a guy that had a used Turbo 350. He had a shifter with it, had converter with it, which was a freak show converter. It was used, but it's gonna do okay, I feel like. It's a budget build. The transmission has nice clutches, second gear, all kinds of nice things, upgraded. It's got trans brake. So it's reverse manual valve body as well. So we ended up giving $1,000 for all that. Great deal. It had a little crack in it. We welded that back up. Boom. Trans set up. Oh yeah, it come with the driveline too, because he had it in a Mustang. He was just changing things. So we had $1,000 in that. And again, if you remember in our very first video, you got to be cheap. You got to look around. You got to wait on a deal, and you got to make it happen. Now that brings us to the next part, our ignition system and intake. I worked out a deal with my buddy Mark Flannery, and we haven't settled on that, but I'm sure we're going to be anywhere from $500-$600 in that. That's pretty good, decent amount on that type of intake and ignition box. That's usually what they go for. I got a carburetor off Fine Line Performance, Hurst Auto Repair as well, $250. It was a 750 Holly. So cab, Arita, $250. Now, I'll include intake, and we'll just leave that there. Damn, I'm all over the place. Now I'm gonna I've got most of my fuel system already. There's still things to buy. The shifter mount, gauges, whatnot. I've bought a lot of shit. However, I'm gonna put all that together, put it all math and things, and I'll get like a MISC, because I've only got so much chalkboard, and I'll figure it all up and get an amount together. I know I've spent a good $1,000 in little shit. So we've got 1,000, another 1,000, that's 2. Then 800, that's 28. Look at me. And then the carburetor, $250. So we're at $3,050 on that stuff. And then you might as well say another 1,000. We're at $4,050. But now we're getting really close to putting this thing together. I'm sure we're gonna have another couple grand, but I think we're gonna get this car going for under $7,500 easy. And you can too. You can do it. You just got to wheel and deal. I still got to buy wheels and stuff. I've just got some random wheels on it, but we're gonna make it happen for sure. I did buy a tank sump, all kinds of shit. So let's go ahead, instead of boring you all with numbers, because I can't keep up. Let's drop this motor and transmission in this car. At least see what it looks like with a Gen 2 small block Ford. else to make it. Now sit down. There you go. I'll get the jack under its ass and get the cable or cross member on it. There you go. Ta-da!
It is.
I'll have to.
Which jack you got under that little?
He just didn't take my half off. Look at him.
Okay. Now, which jack you
Yeah,
got
like
under
it.
that?
Huh? Yeah, that's under black. It leaks down too, so that's why I was saying you might want to look it up. Well, that's
Yeah, what time you stop, I'm concentrating.
oh, cool. Hey, I still need to get him to do that Walmart money shit. Where's that? Hey, Dad, you ever gave the peace sign in your life? You got that? You got to take a selfie with the car. I need it for funny
Peace
video.
sign.
Yeah, just do this.
Yeah, that's what the kids do.
Yeah, I know, but we used to do it that way.
Yeah, that's the 60s.
Yeah, 70s, 50s, 40s.
Damn.
80s.
Damn, that thing looks big in there with them damn. It looks like big wings or Cleveland. Have a tire, a big block forward now, but we're real wide in the
That's
back.
Cleveland, bud.
I thought it was the Windsor. Yeah, it's a mixed breed.
Cut.
All jokes aside, yes, it's an LS engine, 6.0, Corvette heads, ported, big cam, whatever. Let's get some comments going on, please, so I can grow. Ask me why there's a damn distributor in LS. So why did I paint it blue? Oh, this is stupid. I hate you now because you put a Chevrolet motor in a Ford. Whatever. At the end of the day, an engine's an air pump. It's got the same cubic inch, the same fuel, and the same CFM. It's gonna make the same power. I don't give a shit if it's got a bow tie, an oval, a Mitsubishi triangle, diamond, whatever. That's an air pump. That's all it is. And there you have it. That's how you put a Gen 2 small block Ford and a 96 Mustang. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. So if you want, give me a damn subscribe, a like, a comment. Please tell me I'm stupid or this is going to be cool or something in the bottom. You know, a hello, a goodbye, something. Because, I'm putting everything I got into this. I've got the wagon. We're running the dog shit out of it. We're doing all kinds of stuff to it. More to come on that. I'm building a GTO. Probably gonna put a stick shift in it. It's, I've got wheels and deals in that car too. Then, I've got something that's coming up very soon. I've got a bunch of cars I've traded around on, but stuff I like. This Nova right here. I've had it for a little while. It means a lot to me because I've always wanted an old car because Dad talking about them growing up. And you see that little bit of orange paint right there? My dad had an orange Nova. And he kind of thinks this thing might have been his from way back when. Same year, same a lot of things. And I'm sure he's going to see this video, but we're going to knock this thing out real soon. I've got a solid roller 406 sitting right beside of it. I'm going to put this thing together and we'll give it to him. And if you heard that, Dad, I love you. This is yours. We're going to get out this summer. We're going to cruise it around, have a good time.